Hi everyone, and welcome back. In this video we are going to explore a DAX function, a very key DAX function in Power BI called the calculate function. We are going to use the calculate function in this video alongside some other functions like sum, filter, and all. So what are we using this to do? We are using it to show this group of common formulas to show the concept of multiple filtering, part to whole ratio, and part to part ratio. As we all understand, what part to whole ratio is the ratio of a single category or a single item to the total number of items. So what part to part ratio is the ratio of all the items to one particular item and so on. So let's quickly continue. So it's multiple filtering, part to whole ratio, and part to part ratio. So let's start with multiple filtering. On this multiple filtering concept, we want to show electronics and pastries, or we want to show electronic sales by a particular supervisor and maybe in a particular part of the year. So let's just quickly show that. So let's go to ratios. Okay, I store my ratios, then new measure. So our first measure is to filter electronic sales by a particular supervisor. Let's see how that works. So we say, let's just call this elect. So we are going to use the calculate function. So calculate sum of our sales. So what we want to sum is sales, and is this sales we want to filter as well. So sum, oh sorry for that, measure electronic underscore sales. So this is sum for calculate sum sales item sold. Now we are going to put in the filter context. The first filter context we want to look at is the sales supervisor, the supervisor that his team actually made these sales. So we are going to call that from our staff table. Okay, staff table supervisor is equal to, so let's say Augustine. This is one filter. This is just giving us, so let's even view this. So this will give us electronic sales, electronic item sales. This will give us all sales. Sorry, we've not put in the item filter. So this will give us all sales by this particular supervisor, by the team of this particular supervisor, really. Okay. I think I can safely shift this from here. Let's use a card visual. So this is a card visual. Just show all the sales by this particular supervisor. Okay. Chop that here. There's 2 million items. So let's just show the numbers. No, 2.2 million items. So what we want to know that of these 2.2 million items, what proportion is electronics, right? So to just put things in context, let's bring a filter right here. Let's filter by supervisor. So filter by supervisor. Let's make this a drop down. Let me select Augustine. You can see 2.2 million, it returns the same number. So we want to know from this 2.2 million, what proportion of these sales are electronic products? Let's clear this. So what proportion of these sales, of these 2.2 million sales by Augustine, are electronic products? Let me off this particular background. So electronic products. Let's quickly go back there to our electronic sales formula or measure. So we are going to introduce another filter, comma. So this other filter will be the product filter. So we are going to call on our product table. So where product category, that is it, is equal to electronics. Electronics. So this, it has, the spelling has to be correct. Electronics, yeah, it has to be correct. If not, it won't return the desired value. So we've included this. Let's enter. So remember, we are just dealing with the concept of multiple filtering, right? You can see. So electronic sales by this particular supervisor all through the year is just 11,314 items. Let's even view it using a filter. Let's say Augustine. Let's see. You can trace it down here. You can see electronic sales here, 11,314. Right. So what if we want to see electronic sales for a particular quarter, for instance? So let's go. We can still include a filter in here that will just limit it to one particular quarter. So then what we will call, we'll call our calendar table. So that is where we have all our dates stored. So we'll go to, let's use quarter number. For instance, we want to see electronic sales in quarter 3, when the quarter number is equal to 3. So let's see that. Okay, so that dropped the figure to 416. So let's test it once again. Let's test this. Let's test this. So we will just introduce another card here, another card visual, so that we see how this works. So this card, a filter, a slicer. That's the right word, slicer. So we take supervisor off, we go to our calendar table, we bring in quarter. So filter this, limit it to quarter 3. So you can see electronic sales. Okay, this for everyone. So let's see for Augustine. So electronic sales for Augustine is 416, which is the same thing we have here. The advantage of this is that instead of using multiple filters to get a desired result, you can just enter your DAX formula and you are good. So let's clear this off. The next item on this our agenda is to show us how we can explore parts to whole ratio. So part to whole ratio. First of all, to explore this part to whole ratio, we have to get like the total sales. Total sales, we can see is 7.2 million. But to divide it, we have to get this total sales across all the product category column on this table. So how do we do that? Same thing, we use calculate. We use calculate this time together with another function we call all. Okay, so that is we call this all item sales. So this will be equal to calculate sum of items sold. Okay, sum of items sold. Then your filter. Now, since we want to know the total sales, is we want to arrive at this 7.2 million right here. So we'll introduce all. All is to just, what all does is returns all the rows in a table. So based on the value that you want to filter, if you want to filter, return all by product category. Yeah. So okay, all by product category. This number should give us 7.29440. So let's see that, and it is spread it all across the columns. Let's go to our nice table. Let's bring all item sales. Just drop it here. You can see it, 7.2 million 440 all across. So for now, you can decide to, because you won't want to show this number in your presentation, you can just decide to use the same measure. Maybe I would call this all item sales. So I'll call this all item sales ratio or something. You can just put everything together. Yeah. So you can bring this downwards a bit. So and say I'll just divide to get my ratio. So what am I dividing? I'm dividing my items sold over total items. So I call my measure have items sold. Yeah, this I've computed before. Just over, so just a slash over total. That will give me the ratio of each item. The ratio, this will give me the ratio of each item to its total. So it's showing 0, 0 because it's in whole number. So I'll make this percentage. So you can see 19%. I can change it to, this is in 0 decimal place. I can make it 2 decimal places. Yeah. So okay. Let me go back to that measure. Let me make it 2 decimal places. 1 and 2. Okay, this is the concept of part to whole ratio. So the third concept we are going to look at now is part to part ratio. For example, what is the ratio of, for example, soft drinks to alcoholic drink? So now, so what we are going to show here, we are going to show the ratio of every other product to alcoholic drink. Let's quickly do that. So new measure. Okay, new measures. This will be, so what we will compute first? We will compute alcoholic drinks alone. Compute that number alone. This 1.3 million, we'll compute it and spread it across all other product category. So how do we do that? Let's call this alcoholic drinks. So equal to, okay, calculate. So I can either use, my expression can either be my sum of items sold, or I can just call up items sold. So either works. Items sold. Then my first filter content, I'm going to use the filter formula this time. So filter, and I'm going to use all. So this filter, I'm going to filter, I'm going to include all in the filter so that it will spread the number across the table. So all, right? Then I'm going to call up my product category table. Product category. Yeah. So my product category. So since I'm using all, I'm going to call up the table to filter all the product category table. Then I'm going to, in my filter expression, I'm going to write a DAX on this expression to return where the column is equal, where the filter category column on product list is equal to alcoholic drinks. So this will be, call up my column again, my table, sorry, call up my table again. Product category equal to alcoholic drink. Alcohol space drinks. Alcoholic drinks. Or close and close. Okay. Let me also just chop this down to make it more readable. Okay. So this will take this figure 1.3 million, 1.39 million, and spread it all across the table the same way it did for the total figure. The all, when we used all in the first instance. So I'm just going to bring this alcoholic drinks down here. Okay, you can see 1.3 million all across. So now, the same concept. Let's divide. So I'll call this alcoholic drinks, others, let's say others to alcoholic drinks. So this will be, let me drop this down a bit. This will be also our items sold divided by alcoholic drinks. So this will give us the proportion of all items, like for example, proportion of body cream and lotions to alcoholic drinks, proportion of electronics to alcoholic drinks. So, yeah. So percentage. Okay, so please, you can make it 2 decimal place. So it's fine. We can see that let me zoom this in a bit. We can see that alcoholic drinks to alcoholic drinks is 100%, body cream and lotion is 74%, then spices is 33%. So this is just showing that, okay, maybe you want to show what is the ratio of your other products to your best-selling products. So that is what this particular column is showing. All right, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you.